How's it going, guys? MJ300 here, and welcome to episode 2 of my FIFA Road to Glory series. So just to catch you up on what happened in the first time out, we've started off our Premier League season with a very convincing 3 wins out of 3. We got wins over Newcastle and Burnley, which maybe were to be expected, but then the really shocking result was getting a 4-1 win at Anfield. There you go. You can see they've only lost 1 game. They've only conceded 4 goals, so they hadn't even conceded a goal until they came up against us. So that was a fantastic result for us. We also completed the transfer window, which I will just show you what we did in our business here. So Socrates, Xhaka and Mustafi left Arsenal in this transfer window. But maybe more importantly, we added Thomas Lemar, Ruben Neves and Nathan Ake to this team. Those 3 additions have been really vital to us in strengthening up that defence. Ake there is already up to an 81, Neves an 83 in the middle of the park. Lamar's not starting, but he will be the long-term replacement for Mesut Ozil. So one thing I didn't actually show you guys in the last video that I figured I probably should very quickly is what our objectives are for the season here. And you can see our critical is our brand exposure of earning over 100 million from shirt sales, but we are nearly there already, so that's really good. In terms of what they're expecting us to achieve, they want us to win the Europa League, so it's going to be a tough ask, but definitely something I want to try and achieve this season. And they want us to finish top 4 and reach the quarterfinals of the FA Cup. Again, both targets. I don't know if we'll necessarily make top 4. Obviously, we've had a fantastic start, but the goal is to try and get back into the Champions League. So either of those routes are available. Reducing wages, that's not necessarily that important. And youth development, they want us to get someone into the first team within 2 seasons. So that's quite difficult, but it is something that's possible. But in order to do that, we need to hire a couple of scouts. So let's go in here and hire some scouts. So we'll hire the top 2 guys here. Sean Brown and where is he? The other guy. Joseph Kennedy. So we'll hire both of those guys. We're going to set up a scouting network for him and send him to England. And we'll do a 6-month scouting. Any sort of player, I don't mind, but whatever we can find will be good. And Joseph Kennedy, we will send him to, I think it makes sense, based on Arsenal's history, to send him to France. See if we can find the next Thierry Henry, or Patrick Vieira, or Emmanuel Petit, or Sylvain Wiltord. The list goes on and on and on. So there we go. We've set up those scouting networks now, and what we'll have a quick look at is the calendar, see what games we're going to be going through in this week, in this window. So I want to get a good amount into the season, so we'll play the Spurs game, we'll play the United game, obviously Sim knows ones. What I'll probably try and do is get to the end of October. Those are all Sims as well. And we got any other games to play? Nope, November as well. So we'll kind of just see how it goes. Maybe we'll get up even up to the end of November in this video. We'll see what's happening. But anyway, most importantly now is this game here against Spurs, North London derby, the most important game of the season for any Gooner out there will know. It's all about beating Spurs. So let's jump straight into this here. Going to go with the same team that has done so well in the first 3 games, 3 wins out of 3. Why change it up? And hopefully get ourselves another 3 points. Okay, so just very quickly, I'll show you the team that we're up against in Spurs, see what additions they've made. So we knew they'd added Romagnoli to the centre half with Alderweireld, but other than that, I can't see any new additions. Aurier still playing, Vertonghen, Sissoko, Lo Celso, Moura, Ali, Son and Kane. So still a pretty decent team, but I'm pretty confident we're going to get ourselves the 3 points here today. Ozil is set through Pepe. Can he get the better of those? Oh, that's a beautiful goal. Nicolas Pepe just chips it over the onrushing Luis. And inside 10 minutes, Arsenal have the lead, taking their chances once again, just like in the last game. Our first sight of goal, Nicolas Pepe. What a finish this was. Saw the onrushing keeper and just dinked it over him. Great start. His second of the season. 1-0 to Arsenal. Lo Celso is fine. Harry Kane has a shot, but Burnley and Leno was equal to it. Just a little bit of a warning sign there. Luis didn't quite get close enough to him. In comes the corner. And well cleared by Aubameyang. And here goes Hector Bellerin. Get that cross in early. Oh, but he couldn't quite find Aubameyang. Oh, here's Son. He's found some space out on the left-hand side. Oh, he's shown the inside. Oh, my God. Great save, Leno, once again. Got sold far too easily there. But here is Neves now. Arsenal on the counter. Through Pepe. And cut back inside onto that left foot and finesse it. Oh, towards the far corner, but it's blocked. Won themselves a corner. Corner comes in towards Aubameyang. Oh, and I thought that was sneaking in at the far post. So close. Aubameyang wraps his foot around it, but just beyond the far post. Here comes Spurs now with Sissoko. Oh, it's a great challenge, but they've won it back. Harry Kane. Leno brought into a good save again, but definitely one he should be making. And there is the half-time whistle, so Spurs definitely offering more of a threat than Liverpool did to us in the last game. Leno's been called into action a few times. But Nicolas Pepe with the all-important goal which separates the two teams at the break. It is Arsenal 1, Spurs 0. There you go, you can see they're absolutely bossing us at the moment with that possession. But there's only one stat that matters, and that is the one in the top left-hand corner. Harry Kane, Dele Alli. No foul, no foul. Tierney just has to boot it clear. Arsenal under big pressure at the moment. It's all Spurs. Oh, Torreira's nicked in well there though. And Mesut Ozil. Can Arsenal catch them on the counter? Neves out wide to Pepe. Back close towards Ozil. Oh, goes for Athletic. He could have actually brought it down there, but Lloris is equal to it. Pepe, Ozil, Aubameyang, clinical from Aubameyang, clinical from Arsenal. And just in the blink of an eye, they are now 2-0 up. Ozil, Pepe, Aubameyang combining once again. And once he's inside that penalty box, you expect him to finish it. Into the ground, over the leg of Lloris. And it's 2-0 to Arsenal. After that, I'm just going to make a couple of substitutions there. Bring on Lamar for Ozil, who's played really well. And also Guendouzi for Neves, just a bit more defensive-minded. Protect this lead that we have now. Here go Arsenal again. Oh, Aubameyang has been brought down, surely. Referee gives nothing. Saka to Lamar. And Saka. He's got space to run into now. Oh, surely. Aubameyang. Oh. Should be 3. That wasn't where I wanted the pass to go to. It was supposed to go to the onrushing Lamar. It got caught under Aubameyang's feet. Tried to slide it in just wide. Going to make our final substitution now. Saka going off. He's very tired for the last 10 minutes and bringing on Lacazette up top. Oh, and here is... Oh, my God. They've just hit the bar. They've just hit the bar out of nothing. It fell. That's not the replay I want to see. I don't know where Leno is going. But in the blink of an eye, it fell to Harry Kane. And he almost finished it, but it would have only been a consolation. And there it is. The win in the North London derby. Arsenal 2. Tottenham Hotspur 0, getting a victory over Spurs and Mourinho. That's a twofer as an Arsenal fan. And Spurs were better in the first half than us. They created more chances, but in the second half, we limited them to very little, if anything. And there we go, 2-0, 4 wins out of 4. Look, you can see, I don't think they had another shot on target, no, because they had 3 and 3 at the start. So they still controlled the possession, but they didn't do anything with it. Okay, so here we go. Our next game is away to Watford. Now, from the last video, I think they were struggling. Yes, they're still waiting to get their first win of the season. We have 4 wins from 4. So what I'll do is I'll just do a little bit of squad rotation here just to give a few other players a chance. And then I'll show you the team and then we'll simulate into it. Okay, so a few changes to the team here. Still going to have Leno in goal and Ake's still there, but we're going to partner him with Maui. Maitland-Niles is going to get a start. Tierney will remain. Ceballos will partner Neves this time. Pepe continues. Bring in Lamar and Martinelli and Lacazette. Saka and Aubameyang drop to the bench. We're going to bring Willock up to the bench, see if he can get some minutes as well. And giving Ozil the game off. But everything else is the same. There we go. Hopefully these guys should still be strong enough to get themselves a result against Watford here. So we'll simulate that up. And we do. We win 3-2. Really good. 2 from Pepe, 1 from Lamar again. Delafeo and Escalante for them, but not enough. 3-2, 5 wins out of 5. Okay, so here we go. This is now our first game in the Europa League. We are up against Frankfurt away. So again, as we were doing in the Carabao Cup, we're going to use the group stages at least of Europe to give the rest of the squad a chance. So you can see there, Leto continues in goal, but Kolasinac, Mauri, Chambers, Maitland-Niles at the back, Ceballos, Guendouzi, Nelson, Lamar and Martinelli in midfield, and Lacazette up top. Hopefully these guys will be able to get the job done. And we do. We get a 2-1 win. Lacazette and then Pepe off the bench with the 89th minute winner. The only slight concern there is an injury for Mauri, because we've already got an injury for Holding after selling a couple of our centre-halves, and now, oh dear, Mauri has broken his tailbone and he's now out for 4 months. So that's a concern. That doesn't leave us with many centre-backs now. So that only leaves us now with 3 centre-backs, Chambers, Ake and Luiz. Okay, so back to the Premier League now, and we'll see if we can continue our 100% record. You can see there, Man United, the only other team to have won every single one of their games. We're currently sitting in 3rd place. Home to Villa, go back to our first 11 team now. And really, I would hope that we get ourselves a win. But then again, they've won their last 2 against Palace and West Ham. Let's see how we get on. And we do. We get a 4-0 win. Aubameyang, Ozil and Saka on the score sheet. This is a fantastic start to the season. I did not expect us to be doing this well whatsoever. But there we go. Another round of simulations for our youth. Saka is now up to a 74 rated. And we move swiftly on to the next round of the Carabao Cup. Okay, so against Bolton, I've just decided to go with the second 11, but even more so, I want to give Willock and Nketiah some minutes as well. They're only coming off the bench, so move both of them in there. Willock and Nketiah starting. Lacazette and Ceballos both drop to the bench. Hopefully, the talent we have here should be more than enough. And we do. We win 2-1. Lamar and Pepe with the goals. Both penalties, though. As you can see there, Lamar with the first penalty and Pepe over the second penalty. And now we move up to a huge game against Manchester United. This is really feeling like the Premier League from 15 years ago, which, as I said, that I wanted to do at the start of this series. Arsenal, United, both top of the table. Oh my God. Look at that. United. Not only have they won all 6 of their games, they haven't even conceded a goal yet. And I thought we were doing well. But there we go. This is the top of the table clash. Liverpool there, also in 3rd place. They've only lost that 1 game, which was to us. And then Spurs and City, and then followed by Everton and Chelsea. So the table already starting to shape up as you would expect it to. Palace, Watford, Newcastle, Burnley, all still looking for their first win of the season. But away to United, haven't conceded a goal, have won every game. This could potentially be our hardest game in the season. But let's jump into this here and see if we can get ourselves our 7th win of the season. So I thought we'd have a quick look at the United team, see if they've strengthened anywhere. So still De Gea in goal, Lindelof, Maguire at the centre, Wan-Bissaka. So they added Masuaka, which we knew about. Pogba, Fred in the centre of the park with Bruno Fernandes, Rashford and Rafa at right mid. So he's obviously a new signing. And then Anthony Martial up top. So not too many additions, but obviously these players are probably very good in FIFA. Let's see if we can get ourselves a win here under the lights at Old Trafford. Here's Aubameyang. Out wide to Saka. Back to Aubameyang. That's a really good opening chance there. Great 1-2 between Saka and Aubameyang. But it just couldn't quite direct it. Too close to De Gea. Aubameyang. Oh, he's found Saka. Oh, he's absolutely done him. Can he finish? Saka! There's just too many bodies in the way. Rafa, he's got the beating of Tierney here by looks of things. He is rapid. Oh, he's committed himself. Back to Fred. Oh, I thought I made a good challenge with Neves there, but the free kick's been given. It's in a dangerous position. Bellerin off the line, just in case. Tierney. Aubameyang, he's worked a yard. Oh, and it's just wide. Only a half chance on his weaker foot, but Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, you would back him sometimes to score those. Saka, Ozil, Pepe. Arsenal breaking with pace. Oh, it's a great ball. Ozil! Oh, he was onside as well. But just couldn't quite get the shot away. Martial's got himself some space down his left-hand side. Oh, he's got the beating of Tierney. Oh. Just enough pressure on Rashford. That was a real chance right at the end of the first half. Got above Bellerin, but couldn't direct it goalwards. There it is. So we go in at the break 0-0. We've definitely had our chances. Just haven't been able to take them like we did in our first couple of games. Look at that. 8 shots. 4 on target. But yeah, that's disappointing. That's more efforts than we had against Spurs. And possibly the same as Liverpool. And we scored 4 and 2 goals in those games. But there we go. We've got the second half now. Ozil, Neves, Aubameyang. Now to Pepe. What can he do from here? Cut inside on that left foot. Look to bend it! Nicolas Pepe has made the breakthrough once again. That left foot is filthy. And he has inflicted upon United their first conceded goal of the season. Look at this running upside. Harry Maguire let him onto his strong foot far too easily. But to be able to bend that into the far corner, just out of the reach of De Gea, that is absolutely marvellous. Arsenal lead 1-0. Last 15 minutes here, going to make a few substitutions, bring some fresh legs on. So we are bringing on Lamar and Chambers. United have themselves another free kick in a dangerous position. Go back onto this post. Oh, and it's in. It's an absolute worldie of a free kick from Bruno Fernandes. Even with my man on the post, he still couldn't stop him. Leno got a hand to it, but it wasn't enough. Up and over the wall. Look at that. Did my man actually end up getting in the way? Possibly. We are 1-1 with 10 minutes to play. Oh, Bellerin now is on the overlap. Can he find Lamar in the middle? He can! Oh my God. David De Gea with an absolute worldie of a save. Just flings his leg out, but we really should have been scoring there. Oh, nice 1-2. Aubameyang! Oh, and De Gea again. Equal to it. And here come United now. Possibly the last chance of the game. And the cross towards the back post. To Pogba. Oh. Nothing came of it, luckily. Our winning run comes to the end, but also so does United's. They were also undefeated at Old Trafford before we'd started this. You would take a 1-1 draw given their form, but with those 2 chances right at the death. Oh man, how did De Gea make that save? Okay, here we go. So we've got our first monthly scouting updates from our 2 scouts. I'll have a look here, see if there's any players straight away that jump out from a potential. 51-71, not interested in him. 59-81, not interested in him. 73-94 maybe. 68, no. 78, no. And 78, no. So we'll continue to scout this Jay Davis guy, see what he turns out to be. And on the French scouting, so we've got a goalkeeper here who's 85-94. Definitely looking good for him. 70-94, 58-82, 71-94, 82-94, 58-80. So we'll get rid of him, but continue scouting all these guys. Some 90 overall rated potentially in there. So looks like France could be a good option for us. So we now move on here to round 2 of the Europa League. Switching back to our second 11 side, but just with a quick flip, Lacazette and Ceballos come in for Willock and Nketiah. There we go. And who are we up against today? We're up against Standard Liège, who lost their first game. So hopefully we can make it 2 wins from 2 here. And no more injuries to our centre-halves, please. And perfect. Ceballos with the goal. 1-0 to the Arsenal. 2 wins out of 2 in Europe. It's all going very well for Arsenal Football Club at this moment in time. Okay, so here we are now. Home game against Bournemouth in the Premier League. We continue with them. See if we can get ourselves another win. And do we? We do. Pepe, Saka and Aubameyang all on the score sheet. 3-0 to the Arsenal. A nice return against his former team for Nathan Ake there. A clean sheet So another round of training, and now Nelson is up to a 75 and Guendouzi is up to a 79. When Guendouzi gets to 80, we'll take him out and put Joe Willock in there. And there we go. Rob Holding is returning from injury as well, which is excellent news because we were a little bit light on the defending. So next up here, we have a game away to Sheffield United. So let's just have a look and see how they're getting on. Sheffield United, they're doing okay. They're 13th at mid-table, 2-3-3. But definitely a game we should look to win. I'm just going to rotate a couple of players and I'll show you the team in 1 second. Okay, so here we go. This is the team we're going to go with against Sheffield United. Just a few changes. I'm going to give Kolasinac a run out with Ake Louise and Cedric at the back. Neves Guendouzi in the middle with Aubameyang, Lamar and Nelson just in front of him. And then Lacazette leading the line up top. Hopefully that should be enough to get this done. Continue it going. They got a draw last time out, Sheffield United. And not today. They lose 4-0. Ruben Neves and Aubameyang, each with a brace. Really, really good result for Arsenal there. So we are now up to round 3 of Europa Cup. So going back to our cup team there, second 11. As it was, Holding is now fully fit, so he should be good to play. They are on 4 points, we're on 6. So a win here would pretty much almost certainly see us through the group at this early stage. Will we get it done? Yes, we will. Reece Nelson with the sole goal in the game, 1-0. Lacazette missed a penalty, but it didn't matter. So we're now 3 wins out of 3 there. So we'll simulate here up to Premier League game against Crystal Palace. How are they getting on? Crystal Palace. They are bottom. They haven't won a single game. We could use this as an opportunity to rotate a couple of players once again. Okay, so we'll go with this team for the game against Palace. Pretty much our first team, but with the exception of Ceballos, Willock and Nketiah coming in for Saka, Ozil and Torreira. Against a team bottom of the league at home, I don't expect anything less than a win. And we do get the win. Saka comes off the bench to score. Pepe also scores. 2-0 to Arsenal. And we've got a one final game here in October, which will round out the video. It's away to Spurs in the Carabao Cup. It's the 4th round. So as much as I would like to play against Spurs and beat them, obviously it's not part of the rules. We are going with our cup team as we have been before. Away to Spurs, not necessarily the easiest game. Going to still give our second 11 and hope they get the job done. Can we get a result against them? Depends who they put out. No, they put out their first team and they do get revenge for the league. Harry Kane with a brace against Nelson, and we are now out of the Carabao Cup. Very disappointing way to end the video, but it is what it is. That was our least important trophy. We'll go for the FA Cup, the Europa League and the Premier League. Before we end the video, we'll have a quick look at the scouting. A 75.94. We will now sign him to our youth academy. 74.94. We'll sign him and look how he's going. But everyone else will scout a little bit further. So there we go. We're at the end of October now, 2 months into the season. Or 3 months into the season. We will leave that there for now. Our next game will be home against Wolves. Have a quick look at the Premier League to see where we are. We are second at the moment, 2 points behind Liverpool, but with a game in hand. You'll see United have now lost their first game of the season. In terms of the goal scoring charts, Aubameyang leading the way, 11 goals in 9 matches. And also you can see Pepe is on there as well with 7 from 9. So all in all, season is going very well. Disappointing to be out the Carabao Cup, but we're basically into the knockout stages of Europe, going very well in the Premier League. The next video will obviously get through to the January transfer window. Don't think we're going to be making any additions, but we can have a look and see and think about that. If you've got any suggestions in the comments or maybe who we should look to add, definitely let me know, because like I said, we will be getting up to there very shortly. But if you've enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe. And for now, thank you very much for watching, everyone. I will see you all next time.